Ridley has always been one of the most talented receivers in the NFL, but has never received the respect that he deserves for how good he is. If you are talking about one of the 5 most talented receivers in the NFL, if you are to rank your top 5 receivers just based off talent alone, route running, their ability to create separation, what they can do after the catch, Calvin Ridley will be in that discussion. He's the most gifted all-around receiver in the league in terms of just being the complete package with the kind of skill set that he possesses. He's a smooth operator. He had a 1,000-yard season with Trevor Lawrence as his quarterback. He had a 1,000-yard season last year in Tennessee with Mason Rudolph and Will Levis. Now you give him an actual real quarterback and Cam Ward, who has an absolute RPG for an arm. Calvin Ridley could become a household name again. Calvin Ridley could have the same thing happen to him that Terry McLaurin had when he got Jaden Daniels. You see, for years, Terry McLaurin was always a really good receiver. But nobody from a national standpoint knew how good Terry McLaurin truly was until he got Jaden Daniels. Same thing goes for Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley getting Cam Ward could put him in the conversation for being a top 5 receiver by the end of this year, because he already has a top 5 receiver skill set. You give him Cam Ward, who already was force-feeding him the ball the other night. Cam Ward had 67 passing yards, and the Titans lost to the Buccaneers in the preseason. When he was in, 50 out of 67 of those yards came from him throwing to Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, don't be shocked if he goes for 1,500 receiving yards this year, catches like 12, 14 touchdowns, ends up being in a conversation to win the Triple Crown now that he has Cam Ward. Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley should easily become one of the best quarterback receiver duos in the league. Calvin Ridley, for so many years, when you ask some of the best receivers in the league to rank their top 5, either they have Calvin Ridley in it or they make sure to mention him when it comes to their honorable mention. This is a really good receiver. He had a year that he had to miss due to a gambling situation that happened, which resulted in him ultimately getting. If you don't want the starting quarterback of your favorite team to play like Anthony Richardson, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check us out, JT Sports, on all podcasting platforms. Give us a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. Let's get back to the video. Traded from Atlanta to Jacksonville, but the only time he played with a good quarterback was with Matt Ryan. And this was a Matt Ryan that was on the tail end of his career. Cam Ward is going to enter the league and be a top 10 quarterback. When you look at Cam Ward, you just see the confidence oozing through the screen with how he throws the football. I don't know if it's his release, if it's the velocity that he throws the ball with, but the ball just comes out with a ton of torque and a ton of speed behind it. I mean, Cam Ward gets that thing to where it needs to go. Calvin Ridley, if he's putting up 3 catches for 50 yards in the preseason on only, 1-2 possessions, imagine what he's going to do this season. When you have a great quarterback, it makes guys go from underrated to household names. Think about some of the best receivers that have ever played in the NFL, from Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss. These guys were household names when they had great quarterback play. When DeAndre Hopkins got Deshaun Watson, that's when everybody realized how much of a monster he was. This was a guy that was putting up 1,000-yard seasons where Brock Osweiler and Tom Savage throwing him the football. It's disgusting what Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley are in the kitchen cooking up for this upcoming season. Because Calvin Ridley already has been one of the best receivers in the league for at least the last 2-3 years. He just doesn't get mentioned in those conversations like some of the best, like Jay Jetta, Shamar Chase, and A.J. Brown, because nobody's watching the Tennessee Titans, so you don't know how good Calvin Ridley, how talented Calvin Ridley is. But if you look at the advanced analytics, all of the advanced analytics show you that Calvin Ridley is elite at pretty much everything that he does. This is the full package. When you have a vet that's savvy like a Calvin Ridley, it helps a guy like Cam Ward have a great rookie season. When you have somebody that just is inept at getting open, Cam Ward's going to find you. Cam Ward, when he got to Miami, he changed the trajectory of that program. As a Miami fan, before Cam Ward got there, life was miserable. Then all of a sudden, Cam Ward arrives to South Florida, and Miami has one of their best seasons in over 2 decades. He puts everybody on the map. Look at Xavier Restrepo. He's on the Titans because of Cam Ward. Cam Ward is that kind of player that he elevates everybody that he's playing with. And he's going to do the same thing for Calvin Ridley. He's going to get Calvin Ridley a lot of money over these next couple of years. Hell, don't be surprised if because of Cam Ward, Calvin Ridley ends up holding out a training camp next season because he's looking for a new extension, even though he just got one, even though he just got paid by Tennessee. With the kind of numbers that he's going to put up, we could see him be a first team or second team All-Pro. Like, go and turn on the tape of Calvin Ridley when he last had a good quarterback in 2020 with Matt Ryan. The dude was absolutely prolific. Let's not forget what he did when he was at Alabama. Calvin Ridley is one of the ones, and you now give him a good quarterback?